Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
The Flyers beat down on the Detroit Red Wings. It's obvious the Wings stink. They're not a good hockey team. That's the reason why they're at the bottom of the NHL. But I don't feel bad for them. The Red Wings have had so much success over so many years, making the playoffs year after year after year, going on legit cup runs. Why would I feel bad for them? It's time for that fan base, Hockey Town, to embrace the pain and suffering. I have felt so much pain being a Flyers fan for so many years. Not winning playoff rounds. Not making the playoffs. It's now your turn, Detroit. It's now your turn to watch crap hockey. Dylan Larkin's a stud. That's a nice piece to build around. But there's not much else around. What, Zadina? You got a long ways to go. Let's get into this. Before I discuss this game, I want to let you know about the promo code BROADS that you can use at SeatGeek's checkout page for $20 off of your total purchase. So you get to go to a game, buy tickets using the promo code BROADS, and save $20. It's a no-brainer. You get to use that on parking, beer, food. Come on now. Promo code BROADS. Use it today. What I loved most about this, the fact that the team wasn't satisfied afterwards. Of course, they were happy. The team won. They scored 6 goals. Players who have struggled recently found ways to get on the score sheet, so that's always exciting, and teammates are happy for each other. But they hold themselves to such high expectations that they left plays out there on the ice that they're not happy about. They aren't satisfied with beating a bad team 6-1 if they knew it could have been 9-1, 10-1. And that all goes back to Alain Vigneault and the message that he sends every single day. There's something different about this team. There's something different about the culture in the locker room. You have Matt Niskanen being a leader, playing with a face that gets busted open when the puck hits his face and then hits the post, coming back with a cage on, 15 stitches later and 2 nose plugs up his nose, bleeding out his nose the entire game. And say in post-game, yeah, it's not as bad as it looks. So what do you guys want to talk about? Huh? You played the rest of the game, you sicko? Are you serious? Unbelievable. That just speaks highly about his character and being a leader, being a veteran. He'll go out there and compete for his guys. He'll make sure that he goes out there and defends, and not only that, make plays for the offense to get going because he found the way to get on the score sheet a couple times. It all goes back to Alain Vigneault's message. Now, hockey players do that all the time. If Dave Hackstall was on the bench and he was the coach, would a player play with that type of injury and with 15 stitches? Probably. That's just the nature of hockey players. But still, the way the team rallied around him and the way that he steps up as a vocal guy and the way that he plays top minutes, the way he played so strongly afterwards, there's something to be said about that. And he's leading the team by example, fighting through that type of pain to play for his guys. It's important to him, and it's important to the other guys that he did that. Remarkable. Hilarious, though. Hilarious postgame. To see him all busted up in the face, checking his mouth to see if there's blood on his lips. And underneath, it goes from stats, how many points he had, his plus minus, time on ice, to his quote. It's not as bad as it looks. What do you mean it's not as bad as it looks? Your face is completely busted. Sicko. I love it, though. All right, so, first period. The first period, I think Detroit played pretty solid. They outshot the Flyers. They had momentum at one point. See, the Flyers took an early lead because Carter Hart made a spectacular save. Matt Niskanen had the puck on his stick. He sends it to Scott Laughton, who has a nice breakaway and does a little 5-hole tuck. Ew, 1-0 lead Flyers. But a couple minutes later, Fabry, who started out hot in his career in St. Louis, then gets moved to Detroit, trying to find himself again, takes a clap bomb and rips it past Carter Hart. Now, it was a missile, I'm not going to lie, but I wish Carter Hart made the save. It was a really hard shot, okay? And I'm not blaming Carter Hart for allowing it, but it wasn't as if he was screened or, he just got beat by a blistering cannon, which happens in this league, but I would have loved to see him make that type of save. It would have been awesome. He had a great game all around. I'm completely nitpicking, but I would have loved to see him come up flashing the leather on Fabry in that moment. But the Red Wings tied the game up 1-1. The Flyers get a late power play, and Shayne Gostisbehere, of all people, scores the goal with under a minute left in the first to snag the lead. It wasn't a pretty power play goal where the puck was moving, and it was just great execution. It ended up finding a way to ghost on the side of the net. He throws the puck towards the net. It hits off someone, bounces in, but who cares? What matters is confidence for Shayne Gostisbehere. He's been a healthy scratch. He's been watching from the stands. So for him to find a way to score on the power play, which is his bread and butter, when he thrives, he's doing really well on the power play. He controls the top of the PP. Well, that's really awesome for him to find a way to score. Now, he was on the lower side there by the side of the net. He wasn't quarterbacking at the top in that moment. But what matters is he found a way to get on the score sheet and score in his first game back. Maybe that gives a monkey off the back. He can take a couple deep breaths, go out there and have fun and just breathe and let the game come to him and come to him naturally, because we've seen him be successful in this league. It's like he's trapped in his own mind. So it was really good for him to get on the score sheet. And who ended up getting the assist on those? It was Sean Couturier and Voracek had the 2 assists. So they both got on the score sheet, which was good for me because I actually placed a prop bet that Sean Couturier would get on the score sheet. A ka-ching. How about that? Put money into my pocket. Second period, the Flyers didn't score until 12 seconds to go, but it was a beauty. It really was. So the Flyers are up 2-1. Beautiful puck movement. You're starting from your D zone, below the goal line, a nice breakout pass, you move into the neutral zone, you find a way on a mini 2-on-1, and Couturier bangs the puck home on a rebound after he had a mini 2-on-1 with Niskanen, him and Niskanen. He puts it towards the net. Cal Pickard, of all people. That's right, Cal Pickard, the same goaltender who was here, one of 8 who was here last season, was in net for Detroit. He makes the initial save, and Couturier finds a way to bury it after that. It was just a beautiful play from the D zone to the breakout pass to the neutral zone to finding Couturier to score. It was remarkable. And Matt Niskanen with a sauce pass, nice sauce, a little marinara on it. 3-1, the Flyers go up, and the third period, the game exploded the Flyers' way. 27 seconds in, Kevin Hayes scores. Now, he tried to make a move. The move didn't work out. Scott Laughton followed the play up, and Kevin Hayes continued to drive to the net. And when Scott Laughton throws the pass in between Kevin Hayes' skates, it hits off of his stick. Or hits off of his skate, and he has his stick there to redirect it into the net. It was a really unique play. Heads up play by Laughton to follow the play up. Heads up play by Kevin Hayes to continue to drive to the net and to keep his eye on the puck as it's coming through his feet to kick it to his stick. 27 seconds in, and 30 seconds later, Oscar Lindblom crashes hard to the net. Pucks are flying, hitting off his skate, going up in the air, hitting off sticks. The key piece there, though, is that the Flyers going hard to the net. 2 goals resulting based off of net drive. Like, you're scoring goals based off of going hard to the net. Finding ways to get to the paint, get to the blue paint. Make it hard for the netminder. The Flyers were up 5-1 at that point, and then JVR scores. Later on, he needs to find the score sheet big time. He missed wide open opportunities in this game. Back door wide open. The net is screaming, put the puck in. Put the puck in, mate. The net's screaming at JVR. He's missing the puck back door. It's crazy. He is just snake bitten. It's just what it is. He's putting pucks on net. He's there. The chances are there. They're available. But the puck isn't going in. I've seen him score so many goals in this league. Toronto, he was so successful. A big market. A stressful market to play for. He was scoring left and right. Right now, he's struggling. This is what I love, though. Listen to this. Shayne Couturier, 2 points. Jakub Voracek, 3 assists. Scott Laughton, 2 points. Matt Niskanen, 2 points. Kevin Hayes, someone who really needs to get going offensively, scores a goal. Ghost, someone who really needs to find a way to get into the lineup, scores a goal. The production was there from multiple players. Oscar Lindblom, he's been struggling to find the net after a really hot start. He scores a goal. Maybe this is a game where enough people get on the score sheet that it can spark some of the players to really find their offensive game. Someone that can't get unnoticed, though, is Carter Hart. The Red Wings put some shots on, and it wasn't until the third period that the game really broke open. Really, the end of the second period with 12 seconds to go. So it was a close game in terms of the score. Carter Hart had to make timely saves. I actually thought Cal Pickard made some timely saves when the game was closer. It could have been more than 6-1, and I think that's why some of the Flyers are frustrated. They knew they could have scored more. They could have stopped some of the Red Wings' chances. I talk about how Carter Hart had to make timely saves. Well, he had to make timely saves because the Red Wings had some decent opportunities. The Flyers were not happy with giving those opportunities up to the Wings. Good teams, really good teams, bury those opportunities. The Bruins would bury those opportunities. The Capitals would score unless Carter Hart steps up and then finds a way to make saves happen like he did tonight, which I'm sure he could at times. But my point is the Red Wings stink, and other teams with more talent probably puts the puck in. Not going to lie. Not to knock Carter Hart. This team is playing great hockey. I mentioned this on the last recap. There's something special about this team, and when they're playing, it's must-watch television. It's been forever since the Flyers were must-watch television every time they're on the ice. And how about this? We get a little back-to-back. We get a little back-to-back action. The Canadiens, the Habs. They put themselves in a nice position so far this season. They have a decent little record. Not as good as the Flyers, but they have a decent little record. Will the Flyers continue to put wins together? It's going to be a test. They're not playing the Red Wings. They're playing a team with more structure, with more swag, with more personality, with more confidence, with a way better goaltender. I'm intrigued. Every night I'm intrigued. I like to see what Alain Vigneault does with the lines. I like to see how Shayne Couturier is going to play. I mean, this guy is so good. He almost gets flown under the radar. Shayne Couturier is nasty. Both ways. Two-way player. But he also produces. It's not just about what he does defensively. He's so good offensively. Everyone who plays with him thrives. I think there's a correlation behind that. Let me know what you think down below. Thought this was an impressive win. It was an easy trap game. You look at the schedule. Oh, the Red Wings are coming to town. Oh, after Thanksgiving. That's an easy win. Well, 6-1. An explosion on the score sheet. I'm very proud. Very proud. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.